Hello? Okay. Okay, gotta do my usual testing. Wow, that was instant. Okay. Before we actually start playing Wizardry, Variants, Daphne, I kinda want to watch this video with you guys. Stop Killing Games at the European Parliament full hearing highlights. I've been wanting to watch this, but I decided to wait on it. And my mouse is not being captured. Whatever. It's fine. So we're gonna watch this. Let's go. Wait.
Honestly, we are trying to prevent video games from being destroyed. We see video games not only as part of our culture, but also as products, and in both cases, worthy of preservation. But unfortunately, the practices in the video games industry are hindering both of these and threatening video games as a medium. What we hope to achieve today for you is to explain the problem, what we have done to try to fix it at least, and why we believe new regulation or new rules are necessary. Just as it was mentioned in the beginning, we are representing European customers and consumers who have not had a voice on this issue for a very, very long time, and therefore we are very, very thankful that you are hearing us out today. And I would say that we could start with the slide deck, and I would then hand over to my colleague Ross Scott.
I'm not very understanding of government terms or whatever. If they say something, I probably won't get it. But the fact that I really hope that this is just gonna be a huge W for a huge win for gamers, because there's too many consumer damaging things happening.
Hello, I am the founder of the Stop Killing Games consumer movement. which has many shared goals with the initiative. I'd like to clarify what it means to destroy a video game. The second slide. When we say a game has been destroyed, what we mean is a publisher has permanently disabled all copies of it that have been sold so no one can ever play them again. It would be like removing every single copy of a book or film in existence, effectively erasing it from the culture. The way this practice works is first a publisher sells a copy of a video game. However, it has been designed so that it must connect to the publisher in order to function. This acts as a potential kill switch. The customer is also given no information when the game will stop working, even though the publisher has decided to assume that responsibility. Then, after an undisclosed length of time, the publisher disables all existing copies of the game, but keeps the customer's money. The publisher also enacts countermeasures to ensure repairing the game. To ensure repairing the game is almost impossible, even for experienced software professionals. For repairing the game,
enacts countermeasures to prevent any repair of the game.
To ensure repairing the game is almost impossible, even for experienced software professionals. From this point onward, no customer can ever run the purchase again. Besides destroying the game, this practice is also subverting customer expectations. Most video games can work indefinitely, which has been the customer standard for half a century, including ones that connect to the internet. Alternately, a small number of video games operate as subscription services, but those inform the customer exactly when their access ends at the time of payment. The games we're referring to do no such thing. It's a bit of miscommunication. They almost always contain terms stating they can end at any time for any reason. What this means is customers have no real protections when they buy games like these. They are unable to keep them, and they are not informed when they will end. This behavior would be outrageous in other industries. If you bought a book in a store, the publisher cannot come into your home and take back your book at will. If you bought an insurance policy, you would be informed when that policy ends, not that the seller could end it at any time for any reason but still keep your money. The games being sold this way are operating similar to scams. Publishers know customers expect video games to last, so they sell these in the same way as ones that can work forever, as a one-time purchase with no expiry date, then price them the same. Publishers know that if customers were informed exactly when they plan to disable their games, that would reduce sales, since the longevity of a game affects how much customers are willing to pay. The industry is trying to have it both ways, finding ways to say they're selling you a game that they're not selling you. This creates confusion for everyone involved and is part of why it's taken customers so long to get exposure on this practice. The legality is also unsettled. Earlier, members of Parliament assisted us in asking questions to the EU Commission about how legal the terms and game license agreements were, especially being able to terminate them at any time for any reason. The Commission stated Directive 9313 EEC prohibits unfair terms causing a significant imbalance in the parties' rights and obligations to the detriment of consumers. The Commission also recommended consumers file complaints with businesses across member states through the European also recommended.
Okay, I'll just read this. Many video games today are sold requiring access to the publisher's servers to function. When these servers are disabled, the video games are rendered inoperable by design. When this happens, customers have bought a product that, due to no fault of their own, will cease to function. This could constitute infringement of the right to property and or the right to repair. Are video games that are sold with no expiration date considered goods, service and/or licenses, and what are the criteria for classification? Can a customer contract that imposes terms to play the video game, according to which its publisher may change the terms of the original contract without notice, may terminate the agreement without notice at any time for any or no reason, requires the user to destroy all copies of the video game in their possession upon termination? I remember that from the EULA that the Act Man read from Ubisoft. That was wild. specifies no time frame during which the video game will remain operable while reserving the right to deprive the customer of it at any time. Be considered in accordance with Directive 9313 EEC, and if so, which term of these terms are in accordance and why. So I'm glad that that Nintendo didn't like create a kill switch for like the GameCube, because God forbid. And I mean, the new system just doesn't, I don't know, it's not perfect unless they fixed it when they were trying to bring back the old games like Mario Party 3, Mario Party 2 and 1. It, from what I have seen from like other people's streams, it does not look or sound right. Mostly by sound, because it's like a huge lag. It's like the game was not meant to run on the internet. No, I mean online. I mean, it's like they try to force it. Does copyright law allow rights holders to deliberately render all copies of a video game sold without an expiration date inoperable for all legitimate customers, and if so, why? Article 17 of the Treaty of the Function of the European Union, Ordinary Legislative. Okay, I think it's talking about one of these. Okay.
Consumers file complaints with businesses across member states through the European Consumer Centers Network.
I'll try not to pause.
In 2024, we had volunteers across the majority of EU countries submitting complaints against the French company Ubisoft for disabling the game The Crew. The responses we received from the ECC network were extremely inconsistent. Some officials said there was nothing they could do. Others said the company was required to run the game indefinitely, which is unrealistic. But the majority stated there was no clear regulation on this practice. We were independently able to get thousands of complaints submitted to consumer agencies in France and Germany, but
Dead. Single player at risk. Yes. Subscription, pay to play. Marvel Avengers Academy, Defiance 2050. I never heard of these games. Xbox One, oh.
there still has been no decision on them on the legality either. To the best of our knowledge, no one in the EU has ever been compensated for this and hundreds of other titles. In short, governments in EU countries are not sure how to handle this situation, and customers are overwhelmingly not being compensated for the loss of their purchases.
I'm sorry for pausing again. But it's like, if you're gonna tell me to destroy my game that I have a physical copy of, then give me my money back.
It is an ideal situation for clear regulation. This is not a new practice. It started approximately 2005 and began negatively impacting customers for them around 2010 onward. However, it often affects a minority of customers whose complaints can get lost in the system. It wasn't until a large case affecting millions that any attempts to get government attention were possible, and there still is no answer. The EU Commission says this must be handled on a case-by-case basis, but this practice is extremely widespread. Future slides. We have formed an amateur study examining over 1,100 video games.
You know what? You're up, Echo. Okay. I'm just gonna cover you. Sorry.
That require a connection to the publisher. The majority of these have been deliberately disabled by the publisher, with many of the rest still at risk of being destroyed. Under the strictest interpretation of what it means to disable a game, the study found that out of over 400 titles, publishers disable a customer's purchase 93.5% of the time when ending support. This business practice is responsible for more destruction to the medium than anything else by an enormous margin. There is also a strong correlation between this practice and the size of the publisher, as most small studios do not engage in it, as it requires far more resources, work, and liability than they can handle. So even though this impacts a minority of games, it disproportionately affects customers due to the scale of the largest offenders. From sales figures, it impacts tens of millions of customers, minimum in the EU. This impacts developers as well. This may seem obvious, but based on interviews and feedback, we found the majority of game developers do not support having games they've worked on destroyed. They can spend years of their life. Developers do not.
This problem impacts tens of millions of customers in the EU. Europeans play video games. I mean, like, yeah. I do find myself playing more Eastern games than Western games. I'm sorry, I have to say this. I really hate IGN. I'm just saying because they have some very bad reviews, but they will give Western games like high reviews.
Not support having games they've worked on destroyed. They can spend years of their lives creating them, but they are often not the ones making these business decisions, and sometimes even sign non-disclosure agreements so they cannot voice their opinion on the matter. The main point I hope that does not get lost in this hearing is this initiative welcomes any solution that will solve the problem of video games being destroyed on this scale. We want this to be as easy and as practical as possible for all parties involved, and are very open to how that is achieved. We are not even asking publishers to change their business or monetization models, only that once they end support, they do so in a responsible way. Our only goal is to prohibit this destructive practice and thus obtain basic protections for consumers and the medium as a whole.
Next.
They just don't want us to play old games.
I would like to address the honourable members on a huge issue that we faced during the campaign, especially the start of the campaign. The fact that the whole discussion is very unclear because the technical solutions are so difficult, and there's also a lot of pushback by the industry. So I'd like to raise to some proposals we've seen from the industry to masquerade as proposals, but are simply unrelated to our issue wholly. Some examples of these are clear labelling, minimum support times, and voluntary end-of-life plans. These are not solutions, nor are these even compromises. They do nothing to fix the problem of games being destroyed in its essence. As far as labelling goes, most customers are aware of the problem, but each game is unique creative work and technical work. There is no substitute for each one any more than a book or a piece of music can be substituted for another. Their uniqueness is the entire appeal. So customers can feel carried into license agreements they would otherwise never agree to because they have no other option if they wish to experience the game. They are agreeing in absence of any alternative to playing games. As for minimum support times, this is unrelated to our issue. The same goes for notices of when games being shut down. We have no problem with publishers ending support at all. Anytime they wish, we only ask that they do so in a responsible and reasonable way. Finally, the option of voluntary end-of-life plans is quite literally the state where we're in now. While we appreciate when this does happen, our research shows it happens only about 4 to 6% of the time, and these conditions are exactly what led to getting over 1 million EU citizens to sign the initiative itself, requesting the EU government to address the problem. Appealing to government is not our first attempt to solve this. There have been multiple attempts coordinating thousands of people to contact companies such as EA or Ubisoft, a European company from France now residing in Canada, some far as back as 2016. In every instance, there was a refusal by companies to allow customers to retain their purchase, in some cases even actively taking their games from their libraries. A statement made by the European lobby group, Video Games Europe, of which companies like EA, Ubisoft, Roblox and others, so the really big players in the video games industry here in Brussels and globally, are part of, about the movement, has said as much. They not only mischaracterized what was being asked for with endless support, something the movement has never sought, but also claimed one of the reasons for disabling customer purchases is that they represent competition to official versions. I translate this: it is a business model to shut down the game to get players to play their next game. We're exclusively talking about games where official versions are disabled. In other words, the industry is claiming that customers playing old games could reduce sales for new games, thus they should be free to disable their purchase. Not only do we disagree with this reasoning, but we find this entire stance extremely customer hostile and unacceptable in regards to what the European Union outlines as its purpose and its track record of protecting its consumers and outlining clear market rules, so there is no uncertainty for companies, which could also harm innovation, especially for smaller studios. Their stance has been very consistent that customers are not entitled to keep...
Oh dear. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, that's better.
Keep their games purchases, nor be informed when they... will be taken back from them. We're happy to work with publishers in solving this problem in any way that addresses their concerns, but there's been a flat refusal by the publishers, and I must press this. There is no monolithic industry. It is the big publishers in the most part, and even there, from Poland, GOG, the creators of Cyberpunk are an exception to this issue, large exception to this issue. We have exhausted all other avenues for trying to get this problem solved, hence why we're here today. It is our sincere hope that the honourable members and the Commission are going to be able to find reasonable solutions for all parties involved.
Thank you very much. Greetings, Your Honors. Thank you for your attention. I'm Professor Alberto Hidalgo Cerezo at University San Pablo CEU, Madrid, a PhD in law, Jan Monnet professor dedicated to consumer law harmonization, especially on digital consumers. I'm a member of European Law Institute as well, among any other associations. We're getting a little bit short on time, so I'll be fast with my intervention. Thank you. It is based on 3 basic points. First one, we've got it on the screen right now. We're seeking for a rebalance, for an adequate consumer protection in the digital single market. We are addressing what we consider an unfair practice. When a game is functional, it should not cease to function as a result of a deliberate and avoidable decision. This raises concerns on planned digital obsolescence, where products are rendered unusable despite remaining technically viable. Under the current framework, national authorities are reaching divergent solutions, which undermines legal certainty for the EU consumers and fragments the digital single market. In the lack of an action, we may end up reaching incompatible solutions among the 27 countries. There is thus a clear need for harmonizing rules, a common European approach necessary to ensure fairness and consistency. Second, please, next slide. Second, European Union as a global leader in consumer protection. Nowadays, it is almost impossible to develop as a full citizen without being a consumer, even more a digital consumer. We all buy goods and services in our daily lives, taking part in the single market with a high level of protection. In the end, it's easy to see, protecting European consumers is protecting European citizens. Primary EU law remains constant in securing a high level of protection for consumers at the maximum legislative level in the EU law. For instance, Charter of the Fundamental Rights of the European Union, Article 38, Union policies shall ensure a high level of consumer protection. Or the Treaty of Functioning of the European Union, Article 12, consumer protection requirements shall be taken into account in defining and implementing other Union policies and activities. Or 169, in order to promote the interest of consumers and to ensure a high level of consumer protection, the Union shall contribute to protecting the health, safety, and economic interest of the consumers. There's a lot more, but we're keeping it easy. What we want to stress is simple. This is a call from the primary EU law that we should not miss. Third and final, real example of the terms and conditions. Now, as proof of the problem, please, next slide. Now, as proof of the problem, here's a real case and user license agreement clause. Company, Zenimax, Bethesda. Game, Fallout 76, Clause 7, termination. Zenimax may terminate this end-user license agreement at any time, for any reason. Upon termination by Zenimax for any reason, all licenses granted in this agreement with respect to the game, blah, 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 shall immediately terminate, and you must immediately do point 1 and 2. Point 1, permanently destroying all copies of the game in your possession, and 2, removing the game client from your hard drive. We believe in the end that this practice is unfair for the European consumers and incompatible with the aforementioned articles from the primary EU law. Therefore, we are kindly asking your honors to stop this kind of unfair practices. Thank you very much for your attention.
Was there another game? Wait. Bethesda... Hold up. Bethesda said that for Fallout 76. Granted, yes, the start of the game was absolutely terrible, but they did do some improvements. At least they didn't just leave it there out to dry. But it's like, yeah, I know. It's like a game that was published but was not finished. But what sort of bothers me, wasn't there another one from the EULA for Ubisoft that said something like this? Permanently destroying all copies of the game in your possession or control and removing the game client from your hard drive. Isn't that what they did in Ubisoft EULA? I know they did because I watched the video.
Asking your honors to stop this kind of unfair practices. Thank you very much for your attention.
Too tired to remember correctly.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Since we're out of time, I'm just going to say that my name is Marcin Baczyk. I'm attorney at law, president of the Intellectual Property and New Technologies section of Krakow Bar Association and member of Legal Tech Institute of the Polish National Bar Association. And I'm here to answer any legal questions, in particularities related to the intellectual property law matter. And I'd like to add that the European Union has a long-standing tradition of advocating for consumer rights. That is why, on behalf of 1.29 million of EU citizens, I ask you to grant both consumers and the cultural heritage in the form of video games to grant the protection they deserve. Thank you.
We listened to all of your arguments perfectly well, and now, of course, we have the moment for the members of the Parliament to come in, ask questions, but also comment.
In my previous time as an IMCO member, I was responsible for the legislation on the right to repair. And it was just mentioned that the right to repair is not the right approach to the issue at hand. Hence, I would also rephrase it, whether we do not need, in particular for software and digital content, something like a right to resurrect, that in a situation where repair cannot be done, it has to be done in a way that licensing terms and others have to be looked at once they are basically expiring because a game is dead, that we then let it resurrect and have neglected software being reactivated, and whether that is a way to look at it. Also done from a legal term, like we did it with the right to repair. Second, I was wondering whether minimum guarantee periods could help us. Consumer protection law in the EU knows 2 years minimum guarantee period. That won't help here. But we have member states like the Netherlands that have an eternal guarantee period for the functioning of a product. And when we are revising consumer protection rules and we look at minimum guarantee periods, whether the matter could also be addressed by an eternal guarantee period or a longer guarantee period for such products. Third, and that is a different mindset, I like the comparison that you made with books and how we basically would react as citizens 1.0 if something comparable would happen to printed products. Don't we need for video games also something like a Project Gutenberg, something like a public library in which also video games are provided open access as a public service? And from that moment on, we do not look at it anymore from a private angle, but a public service angle, and that is also changing our ways of how to regulate. Thank you.
So on the 31st of March 2026, the French consumer organization brought a legal action against Ubisoft before court, following the closure of the servers of its online racing game, The Crew. This unilateral decision rendered the game completely unusable, depriving consumers of any use of a game that they had already purchased, without ever having been informed of any expiration date, to put it this way. Will the Commission consider supporting the case on the side of the consumer organization and support a referral to the Court of Justice of the European Union to ask for clarifications on the Unfair Contract Terms Directive, which the Commission previously identified was unclear in situations where a game is unilaterally rendered unusable by the video game publisher? And furthermore, many major video game titles have met the same fate, including Anthem and Concord, leaving European consumers with no recourse.
Nobody cares about Concord. But everything else, yes.
And will the Commission commit to addressing this issue, the issue raised by the Stop Destroying Video Games European Citizens Initiative, through the Digital Fairness Act later this year? Well, and if not, what assurances can the Commission give that this issue will be addressed through legislative action? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm not usually in any of these committees, but I thought to come for the side quest. It is dangerous to go alone into the digital future without clear consumer protections, and I don't want to set the world on fire, but the truth is that the way we own media has shifted into something that's very sus. Too often, citizens buy a game only to find out that the cake is a lie. You buy a game you hope to cherish for years, but then one day it's suddenly gone. You think, shit, here we go again. When the publisher pulls the plug, we realize that our princess is in another castle. Our libraries are emptied. It's like we've died of dysentery. As we've heard, currently players are forced to see the purchases that they made completely vanish. We should not have to endure and survive a marketplace where our purchases, which are often masterpieces and they bring so much joy, are treated as disposable. We cannot allow digital preservation to take an arrow to the knee. So a petition was started to address all of these issues, and it is super effective.
If I buy a game and the operation to play said game is no longer available, can I pirate it? I mean, I already bought the game a long time ago. Game preservation, come on.
Let us therefore congratulate over 1 million citizens who signed it with one clear message to the EU. Don't be sorry, be better. It's time to finish the fight. We must ensure that even when companies move on, the virtual worlds we paid for remain still alive. Let us praise the sun on a new era of digital rights so that for the gamer of the future, it isn't simply game over. If some colleagues think that I've lost my mind a little bit, these were all video game references. I just wanted to thank the petitioners and say that the Greens EFA group stands here in support and hope that the Commission takes seriously these very practical suggestions that you brought today. Thank you.
I feel so old, I didn't understand your references.
An IP right holder is free to commercialize their IP for as long as they want. This is related to how long they want to make profit out of an intellectual property. This is making the following actions: reproduction, this is selling copies, distribution, communication to the public, etc. The consumer is not affected as the consumer doesn't make reproductions, distribution, communication to the public, etc. He just paid the full price and plays the game. That's all. He doesn't use IP rights. Anyway, IP law is not absolute, we must remind, and I quoted Article 12, consumer protection requirements shall be taken into account in defining and implementing other union policies and activities. That includes IP as well. We're only asking to not destroy. A consumer keeping her own book open game doesn't hurt IP rights, given the fact that he paid a full price for the game in the first place, fulfilling the very goal of IP, which is making profit. That's all. Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, I would now answer the question regarding the high cost of offline patches and curbing innovation. We are not asking to preserve games retroactively. What we are asking for primarily is game preservation. So this cannot be retroactive. This has to go into the future. So we ask the publishers to already start with the design process. So to design a game not to be basically switched off and be part of planned obsolescence. From our point of view, of course, if we would grandfather in games, of course, they weren't designed to have that requirement. That's why we are not trying to be unreasonable. Would we want all games to be preserved? Of course. Games that were developed 20 years ago still function. Games that were developed 3 years ago, as it was mentioned before, don't. It's a design decision. It's a business decision. And in terms of curbing innovation, I'm sorry, but it's always, if you have a golden goose and someone takes it from you or tries to regulate it, you will always say, oh, this will curb my innovation, just as it was, for example, with USB-C and Apple, or how it was with, for example, seat belts in cars. Before seat belts were introduced, the whole industry in the 70s or 60s, I believe, was screaming, oh, this will curb our innovation, and this will be such a huge problem, and until the regulation hit, and we started having seat belts in our cars, airbags, everything else. We are not trying to engage their business model or create issues for them. They will get their money. They can keep using their business and monetizing however they want. Just please, once you stop supporting the video game, please do not destroy it. And that can be part of the design process. That doesn't have to be part of their business decision. Thank you.
I'd like to add a little bit on the economic aspect. Again, when planned for from the beginning, the cost can be very small. It's mostly about when it's undoing that's more of a cost related. Earlier the game Concord was mentioned. That's actually an excellent example because it's publicly stated that at least 370 million euros were spent developing that game, and it did not include an end-of-life plan like what we're seeking. Most of the cost for developing games tends to come from other areas like art assets or marketing. This is just one element out of hundreds that already go into making it.
I seriously have to ask this question. Why are games super, super expensive to make? Like, and I mean super expensive. Concord was 370 million, he said. Well, it was 300 plus, let's put it that way. And the game completely flopped. If another game that took so much money to make and then it just dies, like, put it this way, if $200 million between 150 and 220 million. Imagine that game that did so well, but then it just gets deleted. Or how about this? Less than $100 million. That game was a hit. And imagine that game just gets deleted. It's like a waste of money. Like, why did you make the game in the first place if you're just gonna delete it? Granted, yes, if it sucks like Concord, then don't. If it sucks like Concord, then that's your fault. A bad game design. But if a good game just dies, it's like, why make it?
Oh. The other thing is sometimes industry costs or estimates, how much this would cost, can be faulty because they're expecting the game they're asking for to have every last feature it did while it was being supported. And many of those can be retired and don't even make sense for a game that's no longer being supported, like administration or anti-cheat measures or account management or things like that. So that can drastically, there can be hundreds, or known as microservices, associated with these that can be disabled and the customer still has the core game. So that should be taken into account when figuring out the potential cost. And it might have been mentioned earlier, but we also want to emphasize the companies have been paid already once for the working game, so that should be factored into the budgeting. There were some other points mentioned on the right to repair, whether we need it and how long a product should work. With right to repair, that's a little bit different issue. Well, that's certainly welcome, having the right to that. As I mentioned in my presentation, there are deliberate countermeasures to prevent repair. That it's almost a small miracle when it does happen from extremely experienced software professionals for resurrecting a game. However, if there were repair instructions, that would be very welcome. I think we would even consider that a viable alternative to what we're asking, if it was practical to resurrect the game that way. And for how long it should work, it's kind of again, the customer standard is indefinitely, as long as they keep the game in good working order on their end. And we're not trying to hold any publishers responsible for updates that break things that wasn't their doing. So how long they choose to support it, we're completely open to. I mean, I think there's already existing EU regulations on that, but I mean, as far as we're concerned, they could end support the next day, but as long as the game isn't destroyed, we would find that acceptable. And the last point on the, for doing this through the existing, just doing this through the courts, through the legal action, that still doesn't get to the heart of the matter of the game itself being destroyed. We're not really refunds and compensation. Those are a secondary measure that when the game itself can't be reinstated, we just want the game preserved. So doing it through the existing framework doesn't quite get us there necessarily.
Maybe if I could add to this, doing this individually for every game in every court, can you imagine? That's why we are asking for regulation and harmonization on a European level, so that we have the same playing field. Choisy was mentioned, legal action in France, that was one game, thousands of players, and it took several years to deal with this. Can you imagine this done 10,000 times in courts? This is not a viable way forward, and that's why we are sitting here.
I forgot that it takes time.
Very quickly on the right to repair. Sadly, we as consumers don't have remedies of our own. That's the first thing. Second one, end user license agreements prohibit any action. And third, consumers don't even have the right to do so. They don't even have the right to repair their games. It's not included in the directive as it is right now.
Okay, thank you. So I want to address the questions regarding IP and consumer law. Consumers in European Union who purchase digital versions of video games cannot benefit from the same level of consumer protection as those who purchase physical copies. The problem is that the distribution of the physical copies of the video games basically doesn't exist anymore. Even if an individual purchases a disc copy, it often does not contain the entire video game, and it requires connection to the publisher's server. And this only confirms that we live in fully digital era. If Madonna was to re-record Material Girl again, she would sing, we live in the digital world. So since we all agree that we live in an era in which digital content is distributed digitally without tangible medium, we must also agree that the consumers who purchase digital content, such as video games, must be protected the same or at least similar way as consumers who purchased a physical copy of the video game 10, 15, or 20 years ago. As the Court of Justice of the European Union stated many times, last time it was in case C-174/15 of November 2016, copyright must adapt to new economic developments. And this means nothing less than an obligation to interpret provisions of the EU law in dynamic, progressive manner. And when it comes to the solution, I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't put a Latin phrase in it. Da mihi factum dabo tibi ius. Give me facts and I'll give you the law. And the facts are that consumers are left without adequate protection when it comes to the digital distribution of the video games. And society faces the risk of permanently losing cultural heritage in the form of video games. And the law, it is created in this very room, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering all the members' questions and also putting some Latin in our European Parliament. We now come to the second round of members and questions and remarks. We start with Peter Agius, EPP, and you now have all 1 minute per person.
Thank you, Chair. Big thanks to the organizers. Very, very smart presentation, very clear. I think you make a point loud and clear for all of us. Protection of consumers online should include protection of gamers online. I have heard in the same committee rooms 100 times that what counts online should count offline, or the contrary. And from the presentations and even from the Commission response, it is clear here we're speaking about unfair contract terms, misleading advertising, producer responsibility, and right to repair. All of these are put into question here. Briefly, I think I also have 3 kids at home, 3 teenagers. All of them are gamers. And there is also a point which is interesting here. There is a point of return on investments as well. Because I noticed that my kids, they spend, let's say, 20 euro, 30 euro to buy a game, sometimes 60 euro to buy a game. Then they spend money on a loot box. Then they spend money to get a shield to fight the trolls better, you know, and, or to do many other things. So basically, if this game is interrupted, you know, these guys have a stake. So let's find a way of course, promoting the industry and its welfare, because we are interested in that, but finding a good way of protecting also the right to stop destroying video games. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Definitely pressing F for the signatures. Let me maybe be the first MEP here, even though I'm not sure with my colleague from the Greens, to speak as a gamer, not as an MEP that I have been for 20 years. And I've been through it all, what you guys described. And I've seen the good side of it when it was a community that saved Mount and Blade, Napoleonic Wars. And I've been through the bad side of it when I bought the crew a few months before they just turned it down. And I think maybe to illustrate the point, even though I also think you already realized that you have big support in this house, to illustrate the point one last time, I think a car, the crew, a car is the perfect example. Just imagine you buy a car, a modern car. Every modern car has software. And after 2, 3, 5, 10 years, the car company decides to turn it down. And you can no longer start the engine. A very good colleague of mine here, sitting here in this room, said you have to stand for what's right because it's right, even though if you're not affected personally. I am even affected personally, so I ask all my colleagues to support this very important initiative. Thank you very much.
Well, a lot of support statements that makes...
I tried to help, like, sign my name in the petition. It's only for EU only. Dang.
The amount of questions and things actually to address very short. I think the point that was mostly mentioned was microtransactions, gambling inside games, loot boxes, all these kind of concepts that are also already partially addressed in the Digital Fairness Act. Yes, they are absolutely part of the problem. If I buy a game, let's say 60 euros, I know some friends, everyone here likely remembers the game Fortnite. I know some friends formerly from school that put a lot and lots of money into that game and into skins and other contents, and I used my money. I made a commercial transaction, so yes, it needs to be addressed. It is part of the issue. We have free-to-play games that are hugely, in this case, Fortnite being one of the examples, but many others. And we have cases where people put in 2,000 euros into skins, and just shutting that down and taking that away is ridiculous. I think that should be all questions or statements.
Maybe your honors would like to know that the Spanish Congress is working on a project of law regarding this matter, the loot boxes, and the current focus is to restrict the commercialization of loot boxes to minors.
Since we're playing ping pong here, I'm going to add something too. We, at this very moment, to this day, in the California State Assembly, a bill that we've worked on is being brought in that also has microtransactions in them. We, in first place, didn't actually look at them. The California State Assembly brought them in, so there is definitely room to add these things properly and find a good definition, maybe not saying, okay, this is the product, but is there a commercial transaction going on? To address the issue, that would be an angle that the California State Assembly, for example, took.
Thank you so much. With that, I will give the floor back to the Commission, because there were actually also a lot of questions and also concrete action demands, I would interpret it. So probably you could reply to that.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Chair. Thank you, Anna. 2 points from our side. So first of all, I mean, a big thank you for these exchanges, because I think it really clarify again, and thank you for the good questions from all the MEPs. And first of all, I mean, indeed, the consumers are not completely unprotected. I mean, I mentioned and we discussed now some of the rules, but what is really important is to address this specific issue that we have now on the table. And that's the reason why with my team, we're really looking at it and in depth and looking at different options. And we are, as you know, at the same time preparing the Digital Fairness Act that was announced by the Commission for the end of this year. Second point was the reference to the ongoing case at national level carried out by UFC Que Choisir, suing Ubisoft for the closure of the game The Crew. There, I mean, the question some of you were asking is whether the Commission will be a party to this case. I mean, as you know, it's a national case, so it follows really the French national legal proceedings, which is distinct really from the process that we have today with this European Citizens Initiative. So I also, Giuseppe, on the copyrights, give the floor to you.
Yes, and thanks very much. Very quickly, and to chip on what Axel Voss, who is the putative father of the copyright in the DSM directive, from a copyright viewpoint, the matter is a little tricky because there is no mandatory licensing imposed on video game developers. They enjoy contractual freedom to commercially exploit their works and determine the terms of their licenses. The framework does not provide for exceptions that cover end of life of a copyright product. Now, having said that, there is a provision in the directive on works that are no longer commercially available, and provides for the possibility of licensing such works through collective management organizations and cultural heritage institutions. Now, the problem, as pointed out by Mr. Repasi, is that cultural heritage institutions do not often hold in their libraries video games, and the provisions of the DSM directive of out-of-commerce works, which are set out in Article 8, include a number of conditions which may be difficult to meet for video games. Not the least, the possibility for the video games, for the right holders basically to opt out from the exceptions. Having said that, we are now undertaking a review of the copyright in the DSM directive. We will give it a very good thought, and we will revert fully on this issue in July. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this concludes our hearing. I mean, I can just say that I heard a lot of support from basically all the political groups for your initiative, and I can congratulate you again for the great work you have done, and yeah, all the citizens that were also engaged in the topic. I would just at the end give the floor also to the Vice Chair of PETI again, and then to the Jury Chair if you want to for some concluding remarks, please.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of PETI Committee, I obviously would like first to sincerely thank you everyone for the focused and constructive discussion we just had on the European Citizens Initiative Stop Destroying Video Games. And the hearing allowed us to fully listen to and assess the potential of the initiative. I would like to thank all the speakers who have brought further clarity to the issues under discussion. And today we have had the opportunity to understand directly from the organizers, experts and stakeholders about various challenges that arise when video games become unplayable after sale due to discontinued services or disabled access. And this initiative highlights a real concern for millions, and as far as we understand from the presentations, probably hundreds of millions millions European citizens, ensuring that digital purchases remain functional and that consumer rights are respected in the evolving digital landscape. I trust that the insights shared today will inform our continued work and will provide the European Commission with a clear understanding of the importance citizens attach to this matter. I encourage all participants to maintain the constructive dialogue and to consider the concrete proposals and experience discussed here as we move forward. Thank you once again for the contributions.
Well, thank you very much for your contributions. I can reiterate the broad support from three committees, and also I can reiterate that we will continue to follow this initiative and while we are maintaining the open dialogue with the stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you.
Finally. Okay. I want to see if this actually works. Give me a second. That was weird. What just happened? Okay. I don't know, I tried to play an ad and something happened. Whatever. Okay, BRB, I'm gonna get myself something to eat. Well, not something to eat, I'm just gonna grab myself a soda. Okay, what everybody has been waiting for.
Thanks for the business.
Welcome. How can I help you today?
Oh, come on.
Anything catch your fancy? I'm glad you made it back safely.
I did a little farming.
Have a moment? Anything catch your eye?
What is happening?
These are today's supplies. Don't forget to collect tomorrow's supplies too. Right, got some special supplies for you. Don't forget to collect tomorrow's supplies too. Have a good one. This place is as gloomy as always.
Is this... Where am I? I am Emil, an elven priest. As you can see, I have been an adventurer for many years.
Hold up.
This place is as gloomy as always.
Corrosion Sentries. Major format overhaul. Workaround solution added. 10 and 12. Critical bug. Okay. Corrosion Sentries 10 and 12 cannot be registered properly at the Zone 10 Fountain Fortress 3rd floor arrival. Normally you would reach the fountain and take the nearby portal to register, which works properly with 11 and 13. The actual registration node is reaching the Greater Warp 1 fight. You do not have to kill him or survive the battle. You can let your MC die and accept death to speed things up. This bug has been present since A3 launch, and it is unlikely that it will be fixed in a future patch. Yep, it's that room. Yeah, I do not have it registered. Curse wheel, blah blah blah. Yeah. Start at the zone 9 Harkin. Your goal is to make it to the end of the hallway and use the drop down hole to reach zone 8. The long hallway has a roaming sentry that paces up and down. You can follow it behind and immediately hide in the first above alcove. Once it passes by and again continues south to the next side hallway and drop down the hole. When you drop down to zone 8, do not enter the room. Not spotted flag triggered. To register, you must head to the zone 10 fountain. Do not exit and then fight Greater Warp 1 6 Mastermind ending or Greater Warp 1 8 Blackmail ending. As registration node is Triumphant Return. Sentries 12 Soldierism also requires a separate not spotted run where you ignore the Corrosion Sentry and do not enter its room. It is recommended to do both at the same time. So, okay, requirements. Encounter during the search for the missing goal request. Requires low abyss corrosion to enter the room. Okay, let's go with not spotted because we gotta find the other corrosion sentries. Start Fortress 2F minor. Encounter the Greater Warp 1. You can have the MC die, accept death, or defeat it. Which is definitely impossible because there's no way we are going to defeat the Greater Warp 1 when it has low corrosion. Oh yeah, I'm doing that.
Well,
Now we have to go like that melee we were after.
indeed.
I heard at the tavern there are places where millets can be gathered in the north-south boundary zone along the grasslands. North-south boundary zone.
Off we go adventuring.
Northern wind, north-south boundary zone. So I gotta go straight. Oh shoot, I didn't notice that.
A trifling thing. I'm feeling good. You may frivol with it.
Here I come.
Flash! Take this! Hi-ya! 'Tis the power of darkness. Flash!
They're weak to earth, right? No.
Go away! Witness the strength of the beast folk.
Okay.
Are you sure that was as fun as any game? What comes next?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Wait.
We can probably gather Millet around here. Foxtail Millet has white flowers. If we keep an eye out for white flowers, I think we can find some. Probably has to be a huge patch.
What do you think this is?
You collect it into the sack. I need 2 more, okay. I think I should just keep an ear out for when one of the characters say something like that.
Doctor, what do you think of this?
Okay, it's very close.
And what's this?
Don't touch me. You now have all the necessary ingredients.
Whelps, is it? How'd you like to use them? Oh, flames!
That was a lot easier than I thought. push me.
Someone is near.
Hey!
Welcome to the Guild Tavern. Anything catch your fancy? Have a good one.
Hold up.
Welcome to the Guild. Anything catch your eye?
Okay, it's fixed.
We have rooms available. Oh, thank you. Had a good sleep. Do come again.
Adventuring is so fun. Welcome. The requests are this way. Which request will you be taking? It will be as it must.
Me? Yes, yes, I'm here.
I stand ready.
I will depart.
Safe travels.
Oh. You're going to go to see the Hound Turner, aren't you?
Right.
Well then, let's go. Okay. You give Eugene the feed you gathered on Luminard's advice.
Meat and millet, and low quality to boot. Look at this awful meat, all stringy. And this grain is all chaff, criminy. Everything you've brought me here is bad for their digestion.
If he's not happy with my food, then he need not feed his hounds with it.
Well, this could still be usable with a few extra things added in. Probably. It can't be helped, I suppose. I'll take my loss and lend you a hound. Sam, come! He's still young, but I've trained him well. He's curious and full of energy, and tends to tug at his lead. Perfect for the likes of you.
He holds it out for Sam to smell.
Yeah.
And my hand will be able to track the child. You hear me? Go on and find a trace of the same scent. After giving the dog a reassuring pat on the head, Eugene turns to face you.
Hey!
This hound means a great deal to me. You hear me? Don't you dare put him in harm's way.
Do you have some time?
I have to pass through this town. Let's start by sniffing around for Liam's scent in town. Sam responds enthusiastically. Oh, or something. Sam's ears prick up and they set off as a dead run.
Right.
Like they spotted something, let's follow. A rabbit leaps out, hounded by Sam.
An insolent lot. We must do away with them.
Oh no.
But I could start afresh.
This is so bad. I hate Vulpal bunnies, especially when they get the first turn. And they all just doing the same.
Counterattack! To witness the strength of the beast folk. Do not go. I'll be alone again.
Ye spirit who defies death, rise again.
If I had known that this was gonna happen, I would have been like, no.
That's a nice piece of equipment.
Oh, this is no good.
But I could start afresh. I'm still alive. But how? To witness the strength of the beast folk. Just kill me. Now.
Not yet.
We must display Agora. The time has come to behold the power of faith.
Was I of use to you?
I won't lose. But I could start afresh. Flash.
I shall show you the result. Well, Doctor, we must do our part. Witness the power of the skull.
You're the first human to kiss everyone.
Nah, please.
Hey.
Must be delivered unto thee.
This stupid dog is gonna get me killed.
Is this a miracle of Agora?
And they're all fast.
Was I of use to you? I won't lose. I'm in trouble. This is reminiscent of a pleasant dream. How strange is this sensation? Is this your power?
All flames is an agreeable type. Flash.
I shall show you the result. Well, Doctor, we must do our part. Witness the power of the skull. No way. I missed.
All flames.
Yes. What is your business?
Do I even take the chance?
It is all according to God's will. It is all according to God's murmur. Chant, pray, invoke.
Don't betray me so. I'm still alive. Come on.
I should have came here first.
Don't mess with me. What a pain.
With the two of us here, there's nothing to stop us.
I forgot to equip my sword.
Witness the strength of the beast folk.
Oh.
Is this a miracle of Agora? Hiya! 'Tis the power of darkness. Here I flash.
Worry not, Doctor. I shall heal you anon. Doctor! This shall be your requiem.
I should defend then.
Counterattack! Witness the strength of the beast folk.
Hiya! 'Tis the power of darkness.
Worry not, Doctor. I shall heal you anon. This shall be your requiem.
I should defend then.
Guardian of House Owen, give me strength. Witness the strength of the beast folk.
Hiya! 'Tis the power of darkness.
Worry not, Doctor. I shall heal you anon. A job well done.
You all enjoy the sight of blood as much as I?
Thank you, my lord.
Well,
You return Sam to Eugene and give him an apology.
Damn you. I told you not to get my hound hurt. No. Dogs are more capable than most men. Once they've decided to do something, no person is gonna stop them. This is my fault. Sam, your lineage does you no favors. Your BB and Dean's pup after all. You're a good hound, both brave and kind. You still want work, don't you?
Wags his tail.
You may be be hurt, but your spirit is still strong. Still, I'm no longer fit to give you work. I guess we'll have to look for someone to take care of you.
Rascally dog is not a bondmate.
Well, we should go see to the child.
You take your leave.
Welcome to the Guild Tavern. Which request will you be taking?
Got it. I stand ready for anything. I'll be back.
The Lulu Narde special. Go with Lulu Narde's best dish.
All these bad safe travels. Where are you going? We need to see to the girl first. The child looks ill. What's wrong with her?
William's breathing is shallow, and she is sweating profusely.
We need to get her to Raimi right away. We're off. I am ready. Someone is there.
Well, if it isn't the masked adventurer. And the child?
You tell them that the child belongs to a couple in the fortress. The couple tells them that the child has been kidnapped and that they are being blackmailed.
I was unaware such a thing had happened at the fortress. Leave the child to me. You must open the gate right away. For this child's sake as well.
At a glance, all I can say is this doesn't look good. I will do what I can, but please do not expect any miracles.
We need to hurry and accomplish our task.
Excuse me.
I hope I helped. Somehow. Welcome. This room understood. Had a good rest? Come stay anytime. This place is as gloomy as always.
Make it to the end of the hallway and use the drop-down hole to reach Zone 8. The long hallway has a roaming sentry that paces up and down. You can follow it behind and immediately hide in the first alcove. Once it passes by again, continue south to the next side a hallway and drop down the hole. When you drop down to Zone 8, do not enter the room. Not spotted. Flag triggered. To register, you must head to the Zone 10 fountain. Do not exit and then fight Greater Warp 1-6 Mastermind ending. Or Greater Warp 8. Oh wait, I think I did get spotted. Visiting this room is a required step to complete the search for the missing guild request. Inspect the bookcase and pick up the tattered rag. Spotted, flag triggered. Proceed to the Zone 10 fountain to register. To exit from the fountain, go across the hallway and take the southern purple portal. The inaccessible room, northern 2 portals, and statues are tied to the mastermind ending and can be ignored. You'll be teleported to Zone 9 and can take the nearby Harkin to exit. Warning, if you use a hook of Harkin to exit, then it is unknown whether the spotted flag is saved or not. Time saver. After you drop down to Zone 8 and visit the servants room, the only way to exit is via the Zone 10 portal. You will encounter Corrosion Sentries 10-13 along your way, since their rooms are required to pass through to progress to Zone 10. Be sure to do both of them using the not spotted directions, and they should register properly in the cursed wheel.
This place is as gloomy as always.
When should I attempt this? The best time is during your first run of the blackmail ending. It is possible to register the final 4 corrosion sentries in one run. Toggle the corrosion sentries to 8 spotted for the blackmail ending or 6 spotted for the mastermind ending. See Greater Warp 1 variations for details and instructions. Toggle abducted child to rescued safely. Leap to Fortress 2F Minor Harkin Zone 9 Harkin. Guide, the goal is to go from the Zone 9 Harkin, rest at the Zone 10 Fountain, and proceed onward to Ixion's room and a Greater Warp 1 fight. It is critical that you are not enter the soldier's room or servant's quarters. When you reach Ixion, speak to Dalian for the blackmail or Clemente for the mastermind and have over the evidence. Proceed to the Greater Weapon and either kill it or let MC die, except death. When you're back in town, check to see if the corrosion sentries were registered properly. Of course, they're the most time intensive to register. Corrosion Sentries 10 and 12, you will not be spotted on a first run as they are inaccessible and tied to requests related to the endings. Search for the missing girl. Request must be active. Requires low abyss corrosion to enter the room. The door must be active. Requires a key to enter that you will receive as part of the request. Blackmail resolution. Rooms are required to pass through to reach the Greater Warp 1. You still need to take the steps to block their field of view or crush them, not spotted. Remember that you cannot exit, wheel, or accept death at any point on this run until you reach the Greater Warp 1. So do I just head over there and fight the Greater Warp 1 or something?
Let's be off then.
So I take it that I have to fight the Greater Warp 1 and lose. Wait a minute. I forgot about these. What are these for? Is that one? Okay, so far there's just 2. is this one? Alright. Where am I going again? Okay, zone 7 then.
Someone is near.
Oh, I didn't see this one. Does anybody know what the exclamation points are for? Or should I have like a lower no corrosion spotted? What's it for? Ay, ay, ay. Whatever.
Here I go.
Doctor, what do you think of this?
I mean, if I'm gonna die anyway. Hold up.
This is as far as we go.
Pardon me. This place is as gloomy as always. Why me?
Perhaps some communication is in order.
Witness the strength of the beast folk. All flames. Flash.
Doctor! This shall be your requiem.
Go away! Witness the strength of the beast folk.
A job well done. Now those were some nice moves.
Blood as much as I.
What is that?
Don't speak to me now. I'll lose focus. It's open.
The enemy is staring at you. Yes.
Counterattack! Witness the strength of the beast folk. Help me! They fight dirty.
I will heal thy wounds.
This must be the
Blessing
pain.
of Agora.
Help me!
Thank God for the second hit.
I think there's
What
something
is
here.
that? Don't speak to me now. I'll lose focus. It's open.
There.
Ay, ay,
Perhaps some coordination is in order.
A wind. 'Tis an agreeable type.
ay. How much HP do you have?
Witness the strength of the beast folk. Flash.
A sound victory. Just as expected. That tough.
I hope that is something good. If you have time, how about a chat? Wounds be healed.
An enemy is there. I think there's something here.
Was right there.
We can beat them.
Almost forgot about that. Almost risked touching that guy. Proceed to Zone 10 Fountain to register.
What is this? When I see fire, I think of home. Is now a good time?
Looks at you expectantly. In my previous life, I had led a small army. Though I was often in the vanguard, I was not very good at leading, and I made mistakes. You seem to be good at organizing parties. What do you pay attention to when managing people? Looking at the whole, not the individual. You say difficult things. There are only 6 of us. Would you say the same of a party of 2? Being an adventurer is so difficult. It seems I'm not ready yet. Closes her mouth.
Excuse me.
May I speak with you? There's something I would like to ask you. Alice gives you a searching look.
No.
There seemed to be some uproar about murder in town. How troubling. If a life is unneeded, such life ought to be offered to a goer. Of course, I would never refuse an offering. If you see me receiving an offering, please do not interrupt me.
Perhaps a bit asleep.
Proceed to the Zone 10 Fountain to register. To exit... Okay, wait. Let me look at the requirements. Toggle abducted child to rescue state. Nah, I don't know about that. Goals to go from the Zone 9, rest at the Zone 10 Fountain, and proceed onward to Ixion's room and the Greater Warp Run fight. It is critical that you not enter the Soldiers' room or servants' quarters. When you reach Ixion, speak to Dalian and have over the evidence. Proceed to the GWO and either kill it or let MC die. Accept death. When you're back in town, check to see if the corrosion sentries were registered properly. How to register? Let me check that.
speak to me now. I'll lose focus. It's open.
So is bed.
What is this?
I don't know about
Doctor,
that puzzle.
what do you think of this?
So I don't have to win. I just need to die by the Greater Warp One to get that sanctuary registered.
An enemy is there.
Points toward the door just a few steps ahead.
I sense someone's presence from the door on the right. It may be the Duke. Let's see.
Woman is knocked back and falls at your feet.
Have mercy. Oh, please have mercy.
Hey, what are you eating? None of the food is for grubby servants.
I'm pretty sure we already talked through this.
No.
Someone's there.
Someone's here.
Someone is there.
So,
We don't have time for this. Liam could already.
Shh, wait for me.
Looks like they're resolved to kill the. Show them their child.
Someone is near.
do call on, though I'm not.
With this.
I am grateful the Sea Freighters are this concerned about me.
Nope.
According to Raine's blueprints, the.
I just need to die because I don't think I can win a fight with 0 corrosion sentry. That's absurd.
If you have time, how about a chat? How is this?
Oh, what is it? This is acceptable. How may I, help?
You need to speak.
Oh, what is it?
If you have time, how about a chat? You need to speak. Go on then.
I'll rip you to shreds with fang and claw.
Flash!
I'll hide for a bit.
Beholds the protection of a gore. Fortune be with thee.
Here I flash. You wish to see my true abilities?
I am the Queen of Chloroa, and I will face
Skills around.
Counterattack!
Hiya! 'Tis the power of darkness.
Doctor! This shall be your requiem.
Go away! Are you alright?
Indeed. How rude of you!
I will heal
How
the
kind.
blessing of Agora.
Thank you. I will heal you. Wounds be healed.
Fine. Go away!
Counterattack!
Beholds the protection of Agora. Fortune be with thee. I can't use my skills. That hurt. I can't seem to hit it.
Can you die, please?
Counterattack!
Thank you.
This sentry doesn't just spread the corrosion. It can move around too. Fighting it will make the corrosion worse. If it notices you just a few more times, you'll be taken by the corrosion as well. We have to think of a way to open the gates before that happens.
Oh, what is it? Wounds be healed.
Oh.
This is acceptable.
If you have time, how about a chat? How is this?
Oh, what is it? Wounds be healed. What do you think this is?
Doing this the first time was absolutely horrible. Because you spent so much time trying to figure out what you had to do with these, that it wasted so much time that you had to fight those things twice. And gosh, they have a lot of health.
So they were meant to eliminate anyone who would open this gate.
The gates of
Open
God.
the gate. Let's see what's happening from the atrium there.
I know I said we would have a run back with the Greater Warp
The
one,
gate is starting to open.
but it is 12 a.m. I would like to apologize for starting the stream so late. I fell asleep. I'm like, okay, I have like 2 hours before I start stream because I got home like around 6. Boy, oh boy. I should have just started stream, but I was dead tired from work.
We need to signal the knights. Let's launch the signal rocket.
From atop the battlements. You launch the signal rocket?
We can clearly see what the knights are doing from here.
The signal! The gates are opening! Charge!
Where did those thorns come? We're not going to. We're going to be blown away.
Like so far there's only like one corrosion setup. We are not winning
Deal
this.
with the Gatekeeper. I will save the knights.
We are not
She's
winning
going
this.
to save them. We must.
I think one pummel is like a death sentence.
Pull through somehow.
I'll hide for a bit. Behold the protection of God. Fortune be with thee.
Guardian of House Owen, give me strength.
Damage is getting through because the Gatekeeper is resisting the apparatus, but it's so much stronger than you told me it was. Could it be that much stronger because there is no corrosion inside the fortress?
There is at least one. What?
Power of the Gatekeeper. Brace yourself.
Doctor, let us give some support now. Show me your strength. Not yet.
Yes, 24. She's not.
I will heal the blessing of a
Thank you. I will heal you. Wounds be healed. Ah! How rude of you! This is reminiscent of a pleasant dream. than this human.
Won't go down easily. Let's revote. Except death. Except death. We are not winning this. Is it gonna accept it when we head back? Okay, directions. Important, make sure all your registers is blah 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 blah. Visiting the room is required to step the complete quest. Inspect the bookcase and pick up the title. It better be registered, because if not, I'm actually gonna get pissed off.
And what's this? What do you think is inside?
Oh, right.
We can beat them, shall we? I'm sure.
Now that's smarts. Counterattack! To witness the strength of the bespoke.
Help me.
Don't be Sean. Wait, I actually could have. Okay.
To our return to town.
It better be registered. Please be registered. access wheel settings. Toggle the corrosion sentries to 8 spotted for the blackmail ending or 6 spotted for the mastermind ending. Secret variations for details and descriptions. Toggle abducted child to leap to fortress 2F mine. Rest at the zone 10 mountain and proceed onward to Ixion's room and the Greater Wolfman fight. It is critical that you not enter the soldier's room or service quarters. When you reach Ixion, speak to Dalian or Clemente and have over the evidence. Proceed to the and either kill it or let MC die. When you're back in town, check to see if the corrosion sentries were registered properly. Chance to register. Corrosion sentries 10 and 12. You will not be spotted on a first run as they are inaccessible and tied to requests related to the endings. Corrosion entry 10. Search for the missing girl. Request must be active. Requires low abyss corrosion to enter the door. Corrosion sentry. Blackmail resolution. Request must be active. Requires a key to enter that you will receive as part of the request. The fountain and take the nearby port of the register, which works properly with 11 and 13. The actual registration node is reaching the Greater Warp 1 fight. You do not have to kill him or survive the battle. You can let your MC die and accept death to speed things up. This bug has been present since... Okay, not spotted. Star Fortress 2F Minor Harkin. Register. Blackmail. Mastermind. Encounter the GWO Greater Warp 1. You can have the MC die, accept death, or defeat it. Time saver, we recommend you do this one when you are ready to complete the blackmail ending. If done properly, you can register all 4 of them at the same time. You can register 12 at the same time and complete 11 and 13 if they are not already registered properly. This one run allows you to complete the last set of 4 corrosion sentries. Directions: start at the Zone 9 Harkin. Your goal is to make it to the end of the hallway and use the drop down hole to reach the Zone 8. The long hallway has a roaming sentry that paces up and down. You can follow behind it and immediately hide in the first alcove. Once it passed by again, continue south to the next side hallway and drop down the hole. When you drop down to Zone 8, do not enter the room. Now spotted, flag triggered. To register, you must head to the Zone 10 fountain. Do not exit and then fight Greater Warp 1. As registration notice, triumphant return. Corrosion Sentry 12, 2F Soldier's Room also requires a separate non-spotted run where you ignore the Corrosion Sentry and do not enter its room. It is recommended to do both at the same time. Select 55, goal at the option when posting requests was selected with, but not having a tattered rag on you. Talk to everyone and guard it for information. It's crucial to talk to the innkeeper. I do not know if I have the tattered rag on me. You'll be led to the royal capital, namely the outskirts. Only the NPCs with bags are necessary to interact with. You will be led back to Garda, where you need to find the individual with a crate outside the well entrance to the abyss. Returning to town will give a cutscene of the innkeeper telling you where the kidnappers are. You will immediately be thrown into a fight after with various thieves and 2 mages. Talk to Rami at the tent. You'll need to remember to talk to Lily and Alan in Duke's room later to show them the child is safe. This is a lie. In critical condition. Reputation Dog. Select the 1550 gold option when posting a request and having a tattered rag. The first option when talking to the Dogkeeper is not important, but the second option is ask him what you need to get for the dog, get 10 meat directly from an NPC in Garda, get to the wheat room in Zone 8, you need low corruption for the door to not be blocked. There'll be a battle with 3 Succubi and 2 Minotaur. The Succubi can drain mana to 0. Obtain the rights to the dog on return to Garda. Remember that the innkeeper was the one who told you about the kidnappers, so head there. Thrown into the fight again with various thieves and 2 mages. Dog dies from getting kicked and little girl is not doing so well. Talk to Remy at the tent. Once again, remember to talk to Lily and Alan in the Duke's room later to show them the child is safe. This is a lie again. Okay.
Right. How much will you deposit? I see. Sorry. Very well. Good day, adventurer. The requests are this way.
You know what? We're gonna have to cheapest creepers.
You're taking me with you.
Yes.
Shall we have a word?
Want some help?
Level 61.
What is it?
Well, that's the thing. You don't really have a. So is Thunderstrike like?
You're arming me.
Oh yeah, I gave you these. Where is he?
What is it?
Okay. I need one more good character.
Something you need.
Seeking advice? Keep it brief. What?
Nice to meet you. Want some help?
Oh. I did give you that. Y'all are naturally evil, except for this guy. Wait, no, you're also evil.
Yes, how can I help?
Okay then. Do you have any healing spells?
Shall we have a word?
You do, okay.
Remember your place before greeting me, disciple.
Got it. Something you need.
When user is in the front at the start of time. When user is in the front row, increase attack power, defense power, accuracy, and evasion. And when user is in back row, increase of magic power, magic defense, resistance. Additionally, increases one attack power, defense power, magic defense, and accuracy when equipped with a one-handed staff or one-handed sword. It would be nice to have a one-handed sword user, but what's different about you again?
Need a lesson on something?
Unequipped with a two-handed staff. Spell of genius. Oh.
Yes? Need a lesson on something?
Okay.
Yes? Need a lesson on something?
Okay, yeah, this is definitely better.
Yes? Need a lesson on something?
Good.
What? Nice to meet you.
Got it.
You have a good mix. Understood.
Okay.
Had a good rest? Come stay anytime. Welcome to the Guild Tavern, where legends are born.
Something you need.
Iron marker.
Something you need.
Yeah, we need to level you up.
Bad weather's a coming. What is it? It only gives out what you put into it.
A 3-star.
Now I'm good. A fine job. Now I'm good. Come back in one piece. Something you need.
Never mind.
A fine job. Now I'm good. Come back in one piece. Something you need. What is it?
I mean, I'm all for accuracy, but that's a lot of accuracy.
A fine job. Now I'm good. Come back in one piece. Something. What do you want? A fine. Now I'm good.
Am I planning on getting that too?
Something you need.
Who's going to be in your party?
Yeah, that.
Something you need. What is it? Come back in one piece. Come back in one piece. Something you need. Something you need? What is it? It only gives out what you put in. Now I'm good. A fine job. A fine job. Now I'm good. Come back in one piece. Something you need?
Shall we have a word? Shall we have a word? It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's like, what do you pick?
It's lovely.
She can use heavy armor?
Shall we have a word?
It's a little even.
Shall we have a word?
Bad weather's a coming. A fine.
This weapon was able to live its best life.
A fine job.
Let's just leave it like that.
Come back in one piece.
Shall we have a word?
It only gives out what you put into it.
This weapon was able to live its best life.
I'll take divination. Divine.
This weapon was able to live its best life.
Another divine.
Back in one piece.
Shall we have a word?
What is it? It only gives out what you put into it.
This weapon was able to...
A fine job. A fine job.
This weapon was able to live its...
Come back in one piece.
Shall we have a word? This weapon was able to live its best life.
Come back in one piece.
Shall we have a word?
Marianne, you're gonna have to just deal with it.
What?
Oh gosh. You do not have good stuff. You're kind of like just out there.
What? Have a good one.
Welcome, welcome. Something to sell? You sure about this? You sure about this? Many thanks. You sure about this?
thank you.
Come back in one piece.
What? This is nice. This is nice. This is nice.
What a fine job.
For me? I thank you.
It only gives out what you put. A fine job.
For me? I thank you.
Come back in one piece.
What?
Bad weather's a-coming. What is it? Come back in one piece.
What? For me?
Come back in one piece.
What?
Thanks for the business.
Welcome to the Guild Tavern, where legends are born. Anything catch your fancy?
Something you need.
Anything catch...
Something you need.
Yeah. Yeah, have a good...
Yes. Goodbye.
Someone's there.
Shall we be going?
Hurry onward.
I don't like the size of that.
A good time to get ahead.
Become stronger. Performance enhancement complete.
Take them out.
God empowers you. You have my support.
Oh, there was enemies behind them? Wait, what I should have done was just put them to sleep.
How could I miss?
Can't wait
actual point is this?
A hit.
Empower me, oh God. That really hurt.
Oh, please! My type is a bad match.
We must help each other.
So sorry to trouble you. Divine judgment.
I forgot how dangerous that skill is.
How about that?
Power far and wide.
We must help each other.
So sorry to trouble you.
A hit.
Divine judgment.
Our chance to strike has come. With this! How about that?
Leave this to me.
Power far and wide.
Take them out.
That's the highest amount of damage I have ever done. 3,000.
Just because they're small change.
Whoops.
Power far and wide. Let's take them down.
We must help each other.
So sorry to trouble you.
Zereth light.
God empowers you. You have my support. Power far and wide.
Thank you.
We must help each other. Healed.
Take them out.
judgment.
Do you think we can open it?
Me.
Careful now.
Oh, why am I so impatient?
What's wrong? Oh, healing. Oh, healing.
The
Careful.
coordinates to reach.
An enemy is here.
Let's sweep them up. I don't like exercise.
This can't be.
How could I miss?
Poison is so annoying.
My God.
I can do it myself. Guess I've got to show my. I'll show you what I can do. Oh, entities far and wide. Leave it to me. I want to take them down. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Leave this to me. Light is on me. Kan.
A hit.
Can't we go hunt stronger foes?
What level should we go to today?
All right, getting moving. Let's sweep them up.
This can't be.
How could I miss? Hurry onward.
I sense an enemy.
It seems it is not our time to meet death.
Scallywag! This ain't over.
Power far and wide. I'm sick of you all. Here.
I need treatment. Oh, God.
Divine judgment.
Here. Oh, flames.
This ain't over.
I suppose that's passable. I sense an enemy.
Don't spend so much on mere peons.
Power far and wide.
You're used to this.
Everyone worked hard today.
So it's up there.
Hurry onward.
missed? Excuse me?
Guess I've got to show my. I'll show you what I can do. Entities far and wide. Leave this to me. To son. Cut. Poison.
I wasn't afraid of that.
Stay serious like Sonic.
God empowers you. You have my support.
Is it weak to win? Yes, it is weak to win.
Take them out.
Need help? I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Power far and wide. Leave it to me. That really hurt.
Take them out.
Empower me, oh God.
That wasn't enough. Wow.
My spells have dried up. With this. How about that? We must help each other. I can do it myself.
Stay back. Take them out.
Divine judgment.
There we go.
As an adventurer, this was worthwhile. That was scary.
Yes. Well then.
My shoulders are so. Welcome to the Guild Tavern, where legends are born.
Something you need.
Wasn't it just 3? No, wait. There was 4.
I'm not
Definitely.
particularly interested.
I want to keep myself as clean as I can.
Apologies.
Surely God too will graciously see value in this.
This filth may be interfering with my divine protection. I am so pleased. Surely this will boost my prestige. Being so filthy is depressing. What kind of apothecary would let that happen? My guild tag is so much cooler now. Attainment is within grasp. Have a good one.
Be welcome. All the advent. Thank you.
Not a bad accomplishment.
It seems the value of my life has gone up.
I've got to get stronger.
Had a good sleep?
Only Marion didn't level up? Okay.
Do come again.
Okay. Don't want to play any longer, so I'm gonna have to call it.
All the adventurers pick this room, you know. Do come again.
Welcome. Who's going to be in your party? Don't expect anything from me. I won't either.
You have need of my power.
Remember your place before greeting me, disciple.
This is damage taken from enemies for everyone in the user's row. If that would have been nice. It really would. Because everybody's just getting one shot.
What is it?
Oh, what is it? I sense there are those who do not believe in Agora here. Remember your place before greeting me, disciple.
Maybe I should work on you.
Good and reliable team there. Have a good one.
I don't have.
Welcome.
Yikes. I just realized I don't have money.
Do come again.
I do not have money to resurrect them. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay. Well, I'll figure something out. Hopefully I figure something out. But we're gonna end it here. I'm very sorry that we didn't get to fight the Grid War 1. Well, we did, but we died. Maybe before I start this stream again, I'll set it up where I don't have to do all of these extra steps. Bye. And God bless. Take care of yourself. If you enjoyed this, leave a follow or subscribe on YouTube or wherever you are. But do please take care of yourself.